The Malaysian Airlines flight carrying 227 passengers suddenly lost communication and essentially went dark, which is extremely unusual in the modern aviation world. Few mysteries have captivated global attention like the disappearance of Malaysian Flight 370. On an ordinary night in March 2014, 239 people embarked on a flight from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, only for the plane to vanish without a trace, leaving behind a world filled with unanswered questions and a desperate plea for closure. However, scientists have now made a groundbreaking discovery about the aircraft's current location, a revelation that could reshape our understanding of the event. What exactly is this discovery, and why is it so crucial? Let's explore the latest scientific findings regarding Malaysian Flight 370. A few hours before the fateful event on March 7, 2014, the Malaysian Airlines crew was preparing for a night flight from Kuala Lumpur International Airport in Malaysia to Beijing International Airport in China. Although it was a late departure, the flight was expected to be straightforward, lasting 5 hours and 34 minutes, with an arrival scheduled by mid-morning the next day. The captain, who was 53 years old and highly experienced, arrived at the Malaysian Airlines crew room at 10:50 p.m. local time. His first officer, who was undergoing training, joined him 25 minutes later. It was their first time flying together, and they began their pre-flight briefing in a routine manner. Conditions in Kuala Lumpur were good, and the only concern was a strong jet stream 2/3 of the way to their destination, which might cause turbulence. With all pre-flight preparations completed, the crew was ready to embark on what they believed would be a routine flight. But what followed has left the world puzzled. The Boeing 777 vanished on March 8, 2014, in one of aviation's most baffling mysteries. The plane departed from Kuala Lumpur at 12:41 a.m., bound for Beijing. Initially, everything seemed normal, but at 1:07 a.m., the plane's communication system sent its last message. By 1:21 a.m., the transponder, which relays the plane's location, was turned off as the aircraft entered Vietnamese airspace. The final communication came at 1:19 a.m. when a pilot calmly said, "Good night, Malaysian 370." Shortly after, the plane disappeared from civilian radar. However, Malaysian military radar tracked the aircraft until 2:22 a.m. as it veered west over the Strait of Malacca. This bizarre sequence of events suggested something went wrong, and though radar contact was lost, satellite data revealed the plane continued to fly for several hours. Initially, the search focused on the South China Sea, but as evidence suggested the plane changed course, the search area expanded to the southern Indian Ocean. On March 24, 2014, the Malaysian government revealed the grim news. Satellite data analysis indicated that Flight 370 had ended in the remote southern Indian Ocean, far from any land. Despite extensive multinational search efforts over a vast area, no major wreckage has been found. In January 2017, the official search was suspended, leaving the mystery unresolved. A system engineer named Richard Godfrey started exploring the concept of using the Whisper database along with algorithms to detect anomalies in multiple simultaneous transmissions. He envisioned this as a makeshift form of primary radar. Theoretically, if you know the exact locations of the transmitter and receiver, along with other factors like the time of day, it might be possible to use these small concurrent anomalies to track something like an aircraft. What's exciting is that this technology samples thousands of signals every 2 minutes, offering more information than ever before. Godfrey recognized this potential, and since 2021, he, along with Dr. Hannes Cody and Professor Simon Maskell, has been analyzing the WHISPER database in search of traces of MH370. In a report from August 31, 2023, they claim to have found significant clues. The fascinating part is that this analysis relies on verifiable, stored data, similar to how DNA evidence wasn't useful at first but has since become incredibly accurate over time. Their data has significantly improved with new algorithms. The most recent report reveals that initially, WHISPER data matched well with existing radar information until a turning point known as VAMPI. At this stage, the data suggested the aircraft turned more westward, taking a slightly different path than what radar had shown. This could be due to the inherent imprecision of both the technology and the radar systems, especially since the radar was near the edge of its range. The WHISPER track continued northwest, intersecting with the first Inmarsat handshake precisely at 2:28 and 15 seconds a.m. From there, the data suggested that the aircraft moved toward a point known as SEOB, where it made a left turn toward ERAM. This behavior aligned with predictions from other experts, indicating that the plane may have been maneuvering to avoid detection by military radar. Importantly, the WHISPER data doesn't suggest a straight path into the southern Indian Ocean but rather a series of turns, as if the aircraft was still being actively piloted to avoid traffic and remain undetected.